Well, I'm Scott Malmberg.
I'm Alex Jazzieri, and we're kind of a fan. Yeah. So I was born in Iran and moved to the United States when I was about a year and a half old with my mom and my dad, and moved to Massachusetts. So as far as my musical history goes, I grew up listening to Leila Furuhad and Ebi and all these great Persian artists. And I mean, like, I was the little kid who would blast the Persian music in the car. I loved music from a very young age, and my mom kind of propagated that interest in me. Fast forward 9 years, my experience with playing guitar, I started out, I was kind of shuffling around in my closet and looking for shoes or socks or something, and I discovered this little cardboard guitar, and it had this little, it was like a little stick figurine drawn on it, but I started playing and really playing a lot, and my mom decided that she hated the sound of it and saw how much I loved it, so she decided, like, we have to get you a guitar. I mean, I picked it up fast. I can't say that I've loved any instrument like I've loved playing the guitar. I remember walking into the basement of this little Massachusetts boutique guitar store and having this guy with super long jet black hair, really skinny. He actually has leather pants with his name on the side of it. He had this fluorescent pink Ibanez with a Floyd Rose, and he was doing all these whammy bar stunts and tapping, and just amazing guitarist all around. I knew at that moment music was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And it was cool. I mean, I started to make friends who also played guitar and made friends in the music scene. I just knew, like, if I can do this for a living, this is what I want to do. And I never thought the opportunity would come up, frankly. I posted a video of myself just kind of doing some rudiments on this bucket, and, like, flipping my sticks and trying to be all impressive, and posted it on there for the world to see. And my friends in the Perks, who have had, like, the curse of the drummer, they had a record deal set up with a Grammy Award-winning producer and this upcoming label that was kind of resurfacing, and they told me that we have everything lined up to record, to go into LA, and I had to make a choice between coming out to college up in Provo and spending the rest of my life drumming for a band. And unfortunately, I felt that I needed to decline.
So I come from a very different background than Alex. I grew up in Texas, pretty much as American as you can get. That's kind of where, I've born and raised there. My introduction to music was partially from my dad's old 60s and 70s classic rock and stuff that, like, I just really loved the guitar in, and just, like, the whole atmosphere of that. So that combined with my youngest sister's early 2000s pop. Luckily, I found more enjoyment with the classic rock. And that's kind of where I started realizing that I want to learn how to play guitar, and I want to learn how to do this for fun and for enjoyment. And so it was either when I was 9 or 10 years old, I forget, but it was one of those 2 Christmases that I had asked my parents for a guitar, and me and my best friend who lived next door, we both decided we were going to start a rock band. And so we both got these black and white knockoff Stratocaster guitars, and we felt like the coolest kids in the world. Growing up, I took lessons from a guy in a local music shop. I wasn't really learning exactly what the guitar was and, like, why certain chords sounded good together and stuff that I really wanted to learn. Moving away from that, I decided to stop lessons and start teaching myself. And from there, I felt like I learned a lot more in the next few years. I wanted music to be more of a thing that I enjoyed rather than something that I had to do in preparation for the next lesson. And so that's kind of the mindset that I have now. So moving up here to Provo, that was kind of my list of things to do. Like, number one thing was to meet a whole bunch of people and start a folk band. And that didn't really work out for me, but I did meet Alex, and we did kind of start a band, and we, played some stuff together, and we're kind of on the verge of writing some stuff together and hopefully performing in some venues around here.
So with Follow My Gig, we had the opportunity to be in contact with venue owners and to put ourselves out there and through an easy interface be able to interact with other professionals in the field and to be able to get ourselves out there. And I think Follow My Gig is a tremendously great way to accomplish that.
Go book yourself!